Welcome to the art and science of difficult conversations. I'm Chris.
And I'm Lucy, and we love having difficult conversations.
That's right. And each week we'll either share a tip, hear how others have gotten better at difficult conversations, or demonstrate common difficult conversations and what to do and what not to do.
Let's get into it.
Hey, welcome. And this week we're going to talk about how do married couples talk to each other and get the other person to do their share of the household chores. So in this week, interestingly enough, of all the role plays we've done and all the practice, this is the first time Lucy and I are going to pretend to be a married couple doing that age-old problem. One of us is clean and one of us is messy.
And I am the messy one here in
And
our
Lucy
scenario.
is the messy one. And I want to be really clear is that we talked about this for a while. We know that stereotypically the female partner tends to be seen as more clean and neat, and the male partner is sensed as more messy. Well, I actually have a couple of friends who they're the man in the relationship, and they are the clean ones, and it frustrates them that their wife is really messy and doesn't like cleaning. So we figured we would draw from real life inspiration for this one and just act out what it could look like this scenario. So we're here. We have 2 kids, 5 and 2 years old, and so we're just gonna really get into it and get into an argument. Well, I guess we won't argue too loudly, but we'll certainly get into it a little
Kids are
bit.
sleeping.
Kids are sleeping, so yeah, let's get into it. Let's see how not to do this conversation at all. All right, Lucy. Can I talk to you about something that's been on my mind?
Yes, honey?
Here's the reality. This house is a mess.
I know, we have 2 kids. What do you expect?
I know we have 2
they're
kids.
2 and 5. They're small kids.
I know.
See how much they run around the house all day long.
Believe me, I know. I'll clean a room and they'll like mess it up within 30 seconds.
See, you know how it is.
And here's the problem. I'm the only one cleaning in this house. Right? That's not fair. And I'm not saying that you need to do all the cleaning because that's not fair either. I agree we should be splitting it evenly. This is the problem. Right now is not even. Right now I'm doing all the cleaning. And most nights I'm doing all the cooking. So
Well, Chris,
I
I
don't
have
know.
2 kids to take care of. We have 2 kids to take care of, and yeah, you do that, and I'm grateful you do that. But with the cleaning up, it's like never-ending story there, because you clean it one moment and they mess it up within 30 seconds it's back or even
because
worse.
that's life.
So why to even
Of course.
like do that? I don't have the time or energy, and you
Why
know
do we
what?
pay?
It's
Why do we pay
been
our mortgage? We
hard
pay
for
our
me.
mortgage this month. Why do we pay again next month?
Well, it's different because it's building an asset that we can then sell. So it builds on value, but
Okay,
cleaning up
fine.
once
Fine. Then what
it
about our
doesn't
electric
build
bill?
value at all.
What
Like
about our
at
electric
least we
bill?
use it. We use it. We use the electricity. At least I have the joy of I can see in the kitchen when it's dark.
Don't you
So
want to
I
see our
can
countertops? Don't you want to
oh
see our hallway, the floor of our
yeah,
house?
but
Are
I
you
don't
like
want to be completely exhausted and there's nothing else I'm doing in my life rather than clean, clean, clean. And it feels like there's nothing else I would be doing than cleaning. And you know that it takes extra effort from me to clean it up, especially with the
but
kids
if you
running
just
around.
clean
I
a
have to
little bit,
focus.
Lucy, babe,
It's
if you would just
it's
clean
stressing
a
me
little
out.
bit every time, we could do this faster. Because right
It's
now, what am I doing? I'm the one doing all the cleaning.
Well, you do it so well. It seems it's relaxing for you. For me, it's stressing me out. I have to
It's
focus,
not.
and then the kids like mess it up again. It's really difficult. So I think it's normal to have a messy house with kids. That's how I grew up. And I think that's completely normal.
Life is hard. I don't know
It
what to tell
is,
you.
yes.
Like we
I
have
think
to
that's
just
the
do
thing
it.
we can agree on. It sucks. It's
It
hard. And I think
sucks.
that I think till the and even when they're gonna be teenagers, probably there's gonna be still so maybe for like we just need to accept for another 20 years we're gonna be living in the messy house till they
So
leave
then
for
what are you gonna
college.
do for this house? You're not cooking, you're not cleaning. What are you gonna do for this house? You gonna go out there and
Well,
mow the
I
lawn, do the yard
what
work?
about the laundry? I'm doing the laundry. You know how much laundry they just make mess just every time they eat. They go
Look,
color the
great.
stains on their shirts, on
Listen,
the pants. They go
great,
outside.
great
There's dirt,
example.
the
You're doing the kids'
socks,
laundry. I'm
your
doing our
socks.
laundry. You're doing the kids' laundry. I'm doing our laundry. So
Well,
that's an
the
example of us splitting it up.
what about the diaper the of the 2-year-old and the times all the times before since they
I'm out there
I
changing
was
diapers too.
carrying the children for 9 months each and the pain and the cost on my body
That was years ago.
that you didn't have to but still you didn't have to carry them like how much it took out of me
You
and the
know how
health
much I wish I
challenges that
could
I had and
chat.
the hormonal changes
You
that
know
it
how much I
was
wish I
really
could have carried
difficult
them
for
so
me
nobody could
and so I wasn't
compare.
able I was days in bed and I wasn't able to do anything so there's the thing that
Let's cut it here because we
I
can go
think
on
so. Oh
forever.
God.
I could just go on forever about this.
Whew.
To be fair, I don't have this problem in my marriage. It's
Neither.
we luckily do a good job splitting things up. Um, but yeah, things can get heated in these kind of because
Yep.
everybody's tired, especially. So,
Mm-hmm. Stressed
Lucy,
out.
what do you think I did well or didn't do well in that conversation, quote unquote conversation?
Conversation. So this was what not to do. I would say one of the things I didn't feel heard. I didn't feel validated. It felt like you're just saying all the things that I'm doing wrong and
Mm,
I'm not doing. So criticism. And I was already tired, exhausted, and at the same time, it seems unreasonable. They're the kids, and if it's normal for me, so what's the big deal? So that would take me to taking responsibility here for myself, what I did,
yeah.
what didn't work. And I also didn't show you any empathy. I actually was not even listening. I was completely
Mm-mm.
deflecting and
Nope.
saying, what you're saying really actually doesn't really matter. What is your problem? There's no problem. So not validating you at all, not listening,
Yeah. Yeah.
and not being open to conversation, actually, communication. It was a very closed communication. I was just kept deflecting and being on the defensive.
Right. Right. Well, we were just talking past each other for sure.
Yes. So neither of us was actually listening.
Yeah. I was using a lot of you language. You don't do this, you don't do that. And
Then I started defending myself and you do this like
right.
and this is this is normal, so what's your problem? You should just uh come to terms with it and come to peace with it and I almost wanted to go to guilt tripping strategy,
Mm,
additional one,
yeah.
which we recorded in the previous session, one of the previous episodes.
Yeah. It's so easy to get to that. And I think, and this is what I tell young couples who are about to get married, it's very easy for it to become kind of like a suffering contest. Who's doing the most work?
Yes.
Let's start counting credits
Yep.
in a marriage and raising kids. It's very easy to get into the motive like, well, I did this yesterday, I did this and did this, and like let's start counting up everything we've done and then who's done the most work. And I think that even just that concept, it becomes very unproductive very fast.
And there could be a lot of resentment building up.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Like I was taking this time to really like I brought up cooking. Like, what does that have to do with cleaning the house? Nothing.
Yeah.
But clearly it's something I've been thinking about. I've been thinking about that for a
Yeah.
minute. So it's yeah, like that resentment builds up and it just comes out randomly and
Yeah.
we
And
just start
poisons the
bringing up
relationship.
poisons the relationship. Yeah. Great way of saying it.
So, how do we not poison the relationship, but have a conversations that maybe even bring us closer rather than bring us apart?
How do we not poison the relationship? Just don't get married. Don't just be single and just live by yourself forever. I think that's the easiest way to do it. Don't have kids.
Well, that's
If you
one
do have to
way.
get married, yeah, if you do have to get married, don't have kids. If you have
That
to have
is one way of
kids,
looking at
if
that.
you have to have kids, be rich enough to have a nanny or somebody take care of the kids so you have the energy to do stuff.
Chris, that would be for another conversation about
I know.
do we have a relationship? Do we not really have a relationship? That could be for another episode, just the conversations about that.
I know. But yeah,
Ah.
let me try again. Let me try to have a more conducive relationship building conversation about how are we cleaning this house.
Alrighty. So let me see. So this time, so do we do both? That you are also having the conversation. Should I be the same or should I be also a little bit different here?
You should be the same. You just
Okay,
see
I am the
react to how I'm
same.
doing it.
I'm
Yeah.
reacting. Okay.
Like I'm gonna even approach it differently. So like
Ah,
the
okay.
whole tenor will be different than before.
Cool. Okay, let's see.
Um, so we just put the kids to bed.
Oh God, the kids got in bed. I'm so tired.
That was a long day.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
2 year olds having tantrums. Oh my God, saying no to everything. I'm so exhausted.
If they don't sleep through the night, I'm gonna scream.
Oh my God. I don't remember the last night that I got full sleep.
Ugh.
He's just having nightmares and keeps coming to our bed.
I know, I know. Listen, I before we fall asleep on the couch, I wanted to talk about something before I forget. Is that okay?
Sure, Sonny. What do you want to talk about?
Um, listen, I gotta be honest. I'm gonna be truthfully 100% honest with you. It's not a bad thing. It's
Scare me a
just
little bit.
I know. Sorry, it's not a bad thing. It's just I look at the mess in this house and I know we're both tired. I know we're both stressed and we're working and these kids are like animals, feral animals.
They are total animals.
Like,
They're dirty animals.
is there, I just want to know, is there a way we could come up with a system to be more on top with tidying and cleaning this house? And knowing that, yeah, it won't be perfect, but like I'm getting stressed out just looking at this house all the time. I feel disorganized and I feel like we would probably feel a little bit better if we just had a better, a slightly more tidy physical space around us.
I hear you. I know it stresses you out and then it stresses me out. I know whenever you are coming home, I'm like, kids, we need to clean up and he's coming home. And still it's not possible to clean it up in a way that you want it. And so I'm just getting stressed out from because I'm not naturally, a very organized person. I am very creative, as you know. So
Yeah,
I get an idea, I forget, I put it there, and then I forget. And so it's stressful for me just to keep it organized because I'm not naturally wired that way. So
I
I don't know what
know.
to do about it because you're stressed out when it's not in order. I'm stressed out because it takes me extra time to even make it in a way that plus the kids they mess it up again and so I'm asking myself what even the point. I mean, sometimes it's just living with kids. We need to accept that it's
No.
not gonna be perfectly clean all the time. It's gonna be
Right.
messy
I
and it's
get it.
just I'm so tired at the end of the day.
I totally acknowledge it. I'm not gonna disagree with that at all. Like I get it. Like we can clean it and then they'll make it a mess again in 30 seconds.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
yeah, I think the days of us living in like a museum are behind us or way ahead of us.
Thank
So we're
you.
not in that phase.
Yeah, I think we can agree on that one.
Is like, but is there a way to have it slightly more tidy than we have
Like,
the way we have it now?
okay, like how tight do you mean? Like.
Like I see people on Instagram, some of these moms that like organize, vacuum, mop, sweep every night. I'm not saying we do that. That's way like I can't even imagine the energy it takes to do that. I'd be happy. I'd be happy with if all the toys were just put away, all the crayons were put away. Like if everything was just put away where it belongs, you know?
I
I'm
mean,
not
I
saying
had
you
to
gotta
think.
do it again. I'm not saying you gotta do it by yourself. Like, is there a way we can like maybe even make it a family activity, like do this together with the kids before they go to bed?
Well, I had to breathe in here because you
Yeah,
almost
I
felt
know.
like my feelings are getting hurt here. It almost seemed like you are telling me I'm not a good wife enough or here because you see all these women on Instagram.
No, 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 no.
Interesting
Sorry,
what
no,
you're
no.
looking
It's
at on Instagram too, by the way. But so it really takes me there. So I'm getting a
no, no,
little
no.
upset
Sorry, no.
here.
I'm not. I'm no, no. It's not that. It's really
But
just these
also people
cleaning
put on
things.
Instagram, just the highlights. Maybe they have lots of money and they have lots of help, or the
I know.
parents, the grandparents that are taking
I
care
get
of the
it.
kids. So when the kids are out of the house or the nanny takes the kids out of the house, then yes, she can take a picture of herself vacuum cleaning. But we don't have grandparents living around. We don't have enough money to get a babysitter or a nanny. So it's everything up to me. And when you're at work, it's just really difficult to
Oh, like
to be
yeah.
with the kids all day long.
Well, that's why I say we both work because that's you're working a job that you can never leave. I'm not
It's
saying that you need to do this before I get home. I'm saying, is there a way that we could do it together, even with the kids, at the end of the night before they go to bed?
well, if you want to do it together as a routine, maybe we can do it. And
I mean,
then
I think that'd be a cool idea. Like, why not have the
yeah,
kids do it, and then they could
when you
learn how to tidy up
yeah,
too.
it could be a new routine when daddy comes home. We clean up together before dinner.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess we can try that.
yeah. Why don't we
Can
try
we just
that?
watch the movie now? I'm really tired though.
We're not gonna watch it. We're just gonna fall asleep. But
That's true.
can we do so then are you okay with trying that tomorrow? Let's see how it goes tomorrow.
Yeah,
Let's just when I
let's
get
do
home,
it. I
let's
think
let's have everybody tidy up all the toys.
that's sounds like a good thing, something I when I am not doing that myself, it feels a little bit better, and so we make it work together. I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you,
We'll do it
Chris.
together. We're a
Yeah,
team.
sounds good.
It's us against
Yes,
these
we
kids.
are. We can do this.
All right, let's cut it
All
there.
right.
All right, Lucy, how did that one go? Like I said, I was gonna start off completely different anyway.
Yeah, it was different. So I was just following the flow. I let go of what I should do or shouldn't do. Still had a little bit, making it
Yep.
a little bit more difficult. But overall, you completely approached it differently. I didn't feel blamed. I actually really felt that you wanted to find a way, how do we, rather than, well, you're not doing this and you should do it differently. So you really had it, how can we co-create a solution together so it works, and you share actually how it is for you, what's the impact that you're stressed out. And I felt you also acknowledged that yes, it's also difficult for me, even in non-verbal clues I could notice, like yes, you are nodding your head, this listeners cannot hear, but it seemed that you are listening actually to what I was sharing, and compared to the first scenario that made a huge difference too. How was that for you?
Yeah, I as you're mentioning that, I did do that. I noticed that was on purpose, but I also realized I should have asked, what's your experience of the space? That would have been good to see
Oh,
if
that's
you're
a
even
good
on my side at
question.
all.
Oh yeah, true.
You sort of hinted at it when you said you were creative and you like go from thing to
Oh yeah.
thing, and but I should have asked more details because clearly, like, if I'm bringing it up now, I don't know if it was an issue before that we had kids.
Mm, that's a good point. Uh, Well, when you've mentioned the museum, and when I'm creative, it could be, for some creative people, it actually feels like super clean, could be sterile. almost
Mm,
like, so
yeah.
it doesn't actually feel like alive, that
Right,
environment,
right,
and
right.
it's not a little bit
Yeah.
messy. So it could be a little different also to explore like what kind of environment we feel good.
Mm,
um that would be for another conversation possibly, but that's what came up for
yeah.
me,
Yeah,
that also could
I have
create
friends
conflict.
who are minimalists, like not minimalists, but they just like keep a very clean and tidy house, and
Yes.
they got two big dogs and they have a kid now. And I wonder, because they live in Texas, so we don't get to see them. I wonder what their house looks like on a daily basis.
Yeah, and it can create a lot of stress because it's completely a change. And if somebody is minimalist and really likes that order and cleanliness, having kids could really
Yeah.
make some changes to that.
Yeah.
Or having a spouse that is not clean and organized and it's very creative and
Yeah.
likes to leave things around or have things out of place because it's more fun that way.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
Rather than the structures
Yeah.
approach.
And you know what? And then I was thinking also like when we when we talk about co-creating a solution, we also recommend people not the person facilitating shouldn't have preset um suggestions of like guiding people to a solution. Um I don't know. I feel like in this kind of situation it worked out just fine. But at the end of the day, like it was still based upon what am I willing to live with? What's the minimum that I can live with? And we're not in a business negotiation, so I'm not going to talk to you like this is my minimum that I'm willing to accept here. So it's really I just have to let you know like this is at least what I'm looking for is this minimum effort from both of us.
And that was actually helpful. So when I was kind of trying to embody that person and really feel into that person, what came up for me was, it felt really overwhelming actually to really,
Hmm.
if I'm exhausted, if I'm sleep deprived, if
Yeah.
I'm really tired and just want to physically lie down and really want to go to sleep rather than go and clean up, um, it could also feel overwhelming to clean up everything. And
Hmm.
so by
Yeah.
you sharing, well, at least this, could we do at least this little thing? That almost felt like a relief. Okay, I don't have to do everything, but and actually offer that you would do it together. That was additional something that okay, I felt it's not just up to me.
Hmm.
It's gonna be actually, and you know what? Oh, because I'm creative, that could be a fun creative activities. We could turn it into something that brings our family, even the kids, closer together and kind of a new ritual.
Yeah.
And so it turned into something that could be even fun for our family and that can help us
Yep.
that way.
That's an idea I got from an Instagram mom as well. So
Yay
these
to
Instagram
Instagram
moms
moms.
are on top of things. They got some good ideas.
There seems like do a lot of good ideas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else that you would say worked in this scenario? Any tips for
I
our
wanted to point it because
listeners?
I will point this out because we talked about it last time is
Mhm.
the idea of not keeping score is so important. And so the even the way I asked it was not like I feel like I'm doing a lot of cleaning. It's more like this is a lot of stuff. Like what can we do anything about this? Is there like I don't even talk about how much effort I'm putting in because it doesn't really matter. It what matters is we need to solve this problem. And
That's true, you
yeah,
need
I'm
that.
tired.
Yeah.
You're tired. Everybody's tired. We all have to suffer through it. Like there's no problem with like there's no like solution to feeling tired when you have kids. There's no solution.
True.
So you just have to
It's
feel tired
just,
and just have to do it. And
yeah.
so I really strongly encourage either parents, any parents, right, is really starting to let go of that idea of who's doing more work and focusing more on let's do everything together. It's not that we're both doing 50-50. We both have to do 100%, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And
And
my
yeah,
100% could look differently than your
sure,
100%. And
sure.
it can also change based on how we feel. Maybe for women, anything hormonal or how we feel if we are sick or something happens.
Yep. Yep.
Um, so
Yeah,
it can
absolutely.
fluctuate. and having that compassion and understanding and trust for each other, rather than feeling, well, the other one is not pulling their weight on purpose, or maybe they just don't want to be responsible.
Yeah. And for my wife and I, the reason I kept using the word tidy is because when we've had these conversations in the past, we've learned that we need to clarify tidy means just organize everything, put everything away, stuff. Clean means actually getting out like a vacuum, getting a mop, getting stuff to wipe stuff down. And then deep clean is like let's move stuff around and like get things and like so we're like we've through the conversations we've learned, okay, are we looking to tidy the room or the house, or are we looking to just clean the house?
I
And
love that.
it's helped us kind of figure out like, okay, we really just want to tidy, we can do that. Or we want to clean, I don't know if we're gonna clean everything, but we can tidy at least a bunch of this and clean these rooms.
Fantastic, kind of creating your own rules in a way. How do we do this
Rules, shared
together?
language, right? Shared
Yes,
common
shared
words, yeah.
language, clarity. Fantastic. Yeah. It could be even, okay, so I'm gonna be responsible for the bathroom. You're responsible for
Yeah.
this.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah.
And also being in constant communication, because one week it could be looking differently based on, let's say, how the kids are doing if somebody's sick.
That's
And being
right.
in open communication and being able to be flexible with the rules too,
That's
as
right.
long as we talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all about that communication. End of the day,
Totally.
everything's about communication.
True. And I would add maybe having also something good in that scenario. I am the creative person who likes to do fun things. And actually
Mhm.
that sparks some that made the conversation around the cleanliness a little bit easier for me. And I actually
Mm.
even was looking forward to, oh, this could be a fun thing to do. So I
Yeah.
wonder what would be even a nice way to finish the conversation, when you have that conversation. Really, maybe just appreciating them for listening and working with you together.
Sure. Yeah. I think it depends on the relationship and the dynamics, right? Like
Yes.
if me and my wife have the conversation, if it's really like we need to like think through, sometimes we'll just be sitting on the couch like watching TV and we're like, all right, let's talk about this because we need to figure this problem out.
Yes. Yep.
Other times like it might be a more serious, so we need to get to have a hug afterwards.
Sense. Yeah.
Kind of depends on the conversation and
Absolutely. And
how
the
intense.
specific scenario and how intense it is. Yeah. The emotions intense. Also, emotionally, you've been actually much calmer, much more
Mm,
calmer.
yeah,
And it
good,
felt
good.
like you are not attacking me, but really want to find that solution,
Yep,
which helped me not be defensive and also look for and be open to what you're
that's
sharing.
right. Got to control that emotional energy.
Yes. So well done.
Yeah. Any
Any
last
final
thoughts?
words?
Oh,
Oh,
um, I have a last thought, but it's not related to the conversation. It's not like about a tip, so I wanted to leave it for last.
oh, okay. Let me see. Any last thought about the conversation? Sounds like there was empathy, active listening, co-creating that solution, partnering in a way to
Hmm.
find that solution that would work for both of them. Um, and ending on a better note. Yeah, I think I'm complete. What about you? What you wanted to add?
Hey, this is what I wanted to add. I've said a lot of things that hint that I don't like my kids. And so I want to be really clear to everybody. I do love my kids. I care
That's
about
very
them. I'll
sweet.
do anything for them.
They can listen
And
to it anytime.
they can listen to this for any time and I'll tell them. And I also want to be clear for all of you that are parents, you also know the feeling that they also will drive you crazy, whether on purpose or not, they do it. And so there are a lot of times where you may not be a big fan of your kids and you're just ready to scream. So I like to verbalize that part a lot. Make it feel safe for other parents to feel that way.
Thank you for
Um,
saying that.
but I don't want other people to think that I don't like my kids because I
Oh,
do like and love my kids.
that's very sweet of you. And that brought one other idea of it is really difficult. to be a parent, especially of young kids. It's I have clients even that a mom that is struggling with really being a mom, 2-year-old kid, and
Hmm.
she's really having a hard time. And it's often
Yeah.
something that moms don't talk about, and they don't put sometimes on that Instagram how much they struggle. And it is hard to be a parent, and not only to give empathy to the other, but also at the time give compassion and empathy for ourselves
Yeah. Yeah.
at that moment, rather than judging ourselves. Oh my God, I lost it. How do I'm a horrible parent. Also give ourselves the break, the grace.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So, yes. So the kids are the problem.
That we love.
That we love
Because they help us grow.
sometimes. Sometimes. But thank you for listening. You can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on LinkedIn. You
On
can
YouTube also.
YouTube. Oh yeah, YouTube is where we're at also. Any of your other major podcast outlets, please let us know what you think, thoughts. If you have questions, if there are other scenarios you want us to cover. We're coming to the end of the season here. We're going to be wrapping up soon. So we'll also have a wrap up episode where we'll talk about our lessons learned and talk about next steps. And if you're interested in being a part of this, if you're interested in chatting with us, please reach out. We'd love to chat.
I don't know. Absolutely. Let's be in a conversation together.
Absolutely. See you next week.
See you next week.